Okay.
All right.
Still to see the people. All right.
It's all right.
Hey, well,
Hey.
welcome. It is a little bit 2:03.
2:03, so we're getting better at this.
We're getting better.
We're getting better. I mean,
We're trying to fix up the set.
trying to fix the set.
Have a little bit of drama with
A
that.
little bit of drama. But we'll
you
get
know.
it for you soon. We'll get it for you
But
soon.
we're back. No live location this week.
Not this week, but we will again. It
So
was fun.
it's nice that the weather's warmer out now.
It is nice.
It is. And I guess 2 weeks ago it was a little bit on the chilly side.
It was a lot on the chilly side. Yeah, I had just that little sheer jacket and a dress, and I was freezing.
But we're only outside for a short period of
But
time.
I was freezing.
Well, do you like the cold weather?
I love the cold weather. So for me to be cold in April was really upsetting.
Okay. This is perfect for me. I love
I like this weather.
Love the spring.
Yes.
I could live in 80s, mid 80s
No,
range.
I can live in 60 to 74.
Really? I thought 40 was 20 is what I do for you. Now,
Well, I mean,
ice, it's
yeah.
kinda,
I mean,
20s
I
are like-
can do. I mean, when I took my field sales role, it was one of the coldest winters we had, and it was, you would wake up and it was 2 degrees out, and I would just be wearing a fleece jacket and a little cami underneath, and I'm going in and out from car to doctor. So yeah, I do like super cold, but ideally, I could do
the cold. I can't do
60 to 74
Yeah.
every day, all day.
That's just that's a little.
I could do
little
2
too
degrees
cool,
once
yeah.
in a while.
80s, 80,
80s too
85 is
It's
perfect.
too hot.
Perfect. Anything over that can be a little rough.
I don't care for that. Anything over 74 is too much for me.
Right. So it's Mother's Day edition.
Yes.
Shout out to all the mothers out there.
How you doing?
And it's a great day. It's Cinco de Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo,
It is Kentucky Derby.
Kentucky Derby.
So, there's a lot happening, and
A
we're
lot
able to
happening.
squeeze in a
I should have
show.
had a hat on today.
You know?
I thought about it too. I said I
You
should.
thought we would bring a hat?
I thought I would, but because the
Because you were
Derby.
feeling the hat from last week.
I was
or
feeling
2
my
weeks ago.
hat from 2 weeks ago, and then I was like, it's the Derby, and it's close to Mother's Day, and that's typically when women wear hats.
It is.
But I said no.
So we're gonna talk about moms.
We are going
A
to talk
little
about
bit. We're gonna
moms.
save that for a little bit at the end.
Okay.
Kind of a shout out to the moms.
Sure.
And so we got kind of Mother's Day type questions,
Yes.
ode to mom and all that good stuff.
Yes, exciting.
So, I guess we need to get cracking.
Yes, we do.
Okay, so
All right.
who are we going to start with?
You.
Yeah, because it's Mother's Day, so I go first.
Yes.
you're owed to me.
Yeah, because
All
I
right,
get
fine.
to take a break and sit back for a
Take a
sec.
break. Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I should at least have.
Should you want to pick the card?
I can pick the card and then make you answer first.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because I like picking the cards.
Yes.
It should have been like a dealer or something.
A
in
dealer,
Vegas.
you know.
I don't know. Or poker player.
All right.
Okay. All right. Question number 1 for today. Who or what has contributed the most to your value system?
Oh, who? Okay.
Who or
What's-
what? But
Or
we'll say.
what?
So we'll just
What's
take
Mother's Day?
who.
We're talking
So we'll
about,
just do who.
How did
Mom.
mom contribute?
How did mom
to the
contribute
value
to your
system.
value system?
Okay. Wow. Yes. Well, huh? You don't want to answer that?
No, but go ahead.
That's why you're glad I went first.
Yes.
Well, let's see. Mom contributed a lot to the value system.
Cool.
So mom was the gentle assassin. She would get quiet. Yeah, she wasn't quiet, just gentle, not quiet.
Oh, that's
But
great.
she was very, very loving,
Okay.
very loving. She did probably a lot of sticking up for me when she shouldn't have. She
So now we know
she
you were a
took
troublemaker.
she took the bullets for dad all the time because dad was a no nonsense
Oh, okay.
type of guy.
So
Not
she
playing
was your
around.
buffer.
Yeah, but very much so.
So she was your
Probably up and much longer than she
So
probably
how is
should
that
have.
a value? She was more like a safety net versus a value.
Well, no, I think that value was more. Let's see, what do you want to say? Listening. No,
Okay.
she'd listen, and stuff like that. And I guess that would say she would be able to read or understand where I was coming from,
Okay.
and very inquisitive.
Mm.
Very inquisitive,
Mm.
always asking questions.
That's key.
Had a great,
It's you.
That's me. Yeah. So that would say that's a great value to have. Hey, that's why being a coach, that's the only way to you got to be inquisitive somewhat.
And understanding.
Stuff. So those are great, values that were given. Always, she always liked to keep it light, fun, and I think those are always good values to pass down, especially just the way our lives are now.
Right.
Everything is so serious, the stuff that we deal with, politically, just socially,
right.
And it's hard to kind of carve out, fun,
right.
That's in your life. So she was, able to do that.
Okay. That's awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
Way to go, Mom.
All right, Mom. Shout out to Mom. Okay.
My turn.
Yes.
All right. My mom is, first of all, amazing. I just have to say that. I think one of the biggest values she taught me was there's never too much love.
Mm.
You know what I mean? She and my father adopted 9 kids.
Mm.
They had 2 of their own. So that's a lot. They were both educators, so they always had a desire to mentor, to teach. So I think that's where a lot of that comes in for me.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes really down to it, it's just the core value of love, acceptance, tolerance, and unity. You take 9 kids from different walks of life and put them in a house with your own 2 children. And they weren't born first and then they adopted us. It was, they were in the process of adopting 2 kids and they had their first son, and then they adopted my sister, and then they had my other sister who's 10 months older, and then 10 months later, they adopted me. So, it was, a while later they adopted me. So I was born 10 months later after my sister. And then in June of the following year, I was officially adopted into their family.
Okay.
So, and we're all fairly close in age. It was just amazing if you could have done an experiment on what it would be like to bring everybody together, from one area and say, make it work.
Okay.
That was our house.
Wow.
It was, we had a Volkswagen bus. We called it the Granite Greyhound.
Yeah, you guys had a baseball team.
We had a whole team for any sport. We just
any
didn't have subs.
Well, not football.
Not football. We just didn't have subs for baseball
That's
or
crazy.
softball. Yeah. So usually it was in the summertime, it would be our family versus the block.
Okay.
Our family was a team.
Okay.
So,
yeah, absolutely.
And then a lot of people just realized that, and when it came down to it is you don't really mess with family, because if anybody kind of tangled with one of us, they tangled with all of us. So so that really.
And you were the enforcer for the house.
One of them.
One of them. Okay.
I wasn't the only one.
Gotcha.
Okay, don't try to make me the only enforcer.
Well, I know.
So I think I carried that into my life. That was one huge value system that value that I brought in, just acceptance and openness. There's really nobody that I would turn away, and you really have to do something really, I don't know, I can't even say harmful or detrimental, but it has to be something that I find to be so personally, I don't know.
Egregious.
Yes. Thank you. That's the word. That I would really not want to be friends with you anymore.
Gotcha.
Because usually I'm pretty forgiving. I might blow up for a second because I'm a Sagittarian, but I will eventually calm down.
Okay. So you got to be able to weather that storm.
Yeah, you have to be able to weather that, because that storm is
you got to be having a raincoat all the time.
That's like a hurricane. That's like a hurricane to the highest level, and then it goes away.
Then it goes away?
Well, if you can get to the eye of the storm, then you're good for a while.
Oh, for a while.
Right. Just don't do anything that's going to make me remember why I was the hurricane to begin with. Yeah.
But who would do that?
Stupid people, because they do, and they have.
They do.
Sorry, there are stupid people everywhere.
They just go back in.
They go back in, and then I look at them.
The storm chasers.
The storm chasers.
So we got a new name for them.
They're the storm chasers, and then when they go back in and do something stupid and look at me like I'm crazy, I'm like,
beware the storm chasers. Hurricane
Aileen.
That could be a really bad thing.
That could be hugely bad.
Any damage that's occurred?
I've lost some friendships. I shouldn't say lost. I've let go of friendships. And God has removed people from my life that should not be there. But damage, I've fought a few people.
Yes, we will get to that. We will get to the fighting.
I fought a few people.
Because I'm sure that is one of the questions. So
I know.
We will be getting to that.
Yeah, I fought a few people, but I mean, nothing too damaging.
Okay, yeah. We'll let them be the judge.
They can be the judge.
So good. It's your turn.
Oh, to answer first?
It is.
Okay, so you got to pick the card.
It is.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I picked the card.
Yeah, you pick the card now.
So you need to shuffle?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm going to try to make sure, even though I don't know where it is, I'm going to make sure that question is not the next question.
It's probably coming up.
Stop it. Is it?
No.
Yay!
No. If you couldn't have dinner with any 6 people, and I think we're going to choose women.
Yes.
Right? Who would you choose?
Okay, so
I meant to do this as a game, but maybe we'll save that for next time.
Okay.
Like a draft.
Oh, okay, like a draft.
Because we may pick the same women.
Right.
But we'll see.
I don't think we'll pick the same one.
We might.
Okay. So, first and foremost, I picked my mom.
Okay.
Because I do enjoy spending time with her and she makes me laugh. And she is like the Spanish Inquisition. So she would ask all the questions of all the guests that I would probably want to know, but wouldn't really care to ask. But she would make sure that they were taken care of. Like all those questions were asked.
All those questions were asked. Okay.
Totally asked. I would my grandmother Rose, because I felt like our time was too short. Like I didn't have her in my life too long. So there's more things I could have gained from her, my father's mom. And same with my Aunt Tessie, because she had a hard exterior, but she was a teddy bear on the inside. So she's like me. So, you know. And then I said my biological mother, just so that she could see how well I turned out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And and don't get me wrong, it's not like a rub it in your face type of thing. It's just that, you know, I know some parents, when they make that really tough decision, you know, they might wonder, like, how did they turn out? You know? So it would kind of be like, everything turned out well and thank you type of thing.
Gotcha, okay.
So is that 4 people so far?
Yes.
My grandmother, my mother, my biological mother, my Aunt Tessie.
That's 4.
The 5th person was my husband's mother, my mother-in-law.
Oh.
Because she passed long before I met my husband, but it would be great to get the childhood scoop on who he was. That'd be really awesome.
Okay.
Just to understand him a little bit more, so that would give us more avenues of communication. And last but definitely not least by any means of the word, Maya Angelou, whom I've met and sat down with and had a major conversation with, because she would just give extra wisdom to all of us at our stages of life. So that would be my table of 6.
I'm very surprised.
I knew you'd be surprised.
Because you went more family than I expected.
Yeah.
And then you added Maya. Hey, Dawn. Hey, Darnese. Hey, Kurt.
Hi,
how you guys doing?
Awesome.
Hope you guys are enjoying couples conversation. So
yeah, I think you know, because we all have like a celebrity list that we would probably want. I mean, I should say some of us have. I don't really have a celebrity list because, you know, I don't like people a lot.
Okay, gotcha.
I really don't like people that much. Okay. But I do what I do. But my only celebrity person was Maya Angelou, and only because I sat down and I actually was introduced to her, and we sat down and had a long conversation about the man I was dating at the time and his daughter.
Oh, wow. You went deep with
We went deep.
Really?
Yeah, we were at Chez Josephine's in New York.
Did she say, why does the cage bird sing?
She did not, but she gave me a placard of Phenomenal Woman.
She gave, she just carries those with her? Like
they were in the car. Yeah, they were. And she had her. She's like, bam, let me sign it for you. No, and literally that was pretty much how it happened. She had her assistant go to the car to get.
That is
it was, you know, a nice hefty card stock of Phenomenal Woman, and then she signed a message on it. And I was dating a guy who had a daughter, and she was now around 13 years old, and so she was going through body issues. And I was telling her how difficult it was for me because I didn't have that angst about my body when I was that age, so I didn't really care.
Right.
And so she brought that out, and, you know, she wrote a little message to Whitney, your mother loves you, even though she didn't get the fact that I wasn't her mom. Okay. She's like, your mother loves you, and so do I. You're phenomenal. Maya Angelou. And then I saved it to Whitney's 16th birthday and gave it to her then, because at 13, I just didn't think she would get it.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, that was priceless.
God, oh yeah, that is priceless. Do you wish you would have saved it?
I wish I would have just kept it because she ended up losing it. Yeah, so I wish I would have just kept it forever.
Wow, and then you could have passed it down.
I could have passed it down to my daughter. Because then, you know, Well, I didn't know I was ever going to have kids, but once I had a daughter, I'd have been like, yes, I do love you, baby.
I gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
So yeah, I want more family, but which is totally not my style.
Well, that helped open it up. So I would pick my mom too.
Okay.
Got to bring moms along.
Have to bring moms.
Have to. Right?
Have to.
So then I would have my wife. She would be there.
Okay, that's wonderful.
One, because then you have to talk afterwards, and share experience.
Yeah.
I would have definitely First Lady Michelle Obama.
Okay.
Definitely would have to have her.
Okay.
Just to get the whole White House experience, President Obama, and just all the stuff that she just seems like a real chill person to just hang out with.
She seems like you want her over.
She'll just mix it up and know everybody. So that would be great. I would definitely have Jill Scott there.
Okay. So she could sing?
Yeah, come on now.
Just use
it. So she could sing? Well, no, I really wouldn't. One of the things that's fascinating about her is that her, besides other like Halle Berry, for instance, she is one of women's empowerment and about love, but then she can't hold on to relationships. I would love to find out what the story is with that. Because I think, there's been some Instagram pics about a breakdown and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I would want to know. So is she, is it her real persona on the outside that she sings about, but on the inside there's some other stuff? I would just love to hear, or she, she's not, the songs she sings is not really songs, they come out of her. Because she just said she was a poet, so I would assume, some of the poems is what she's seen and heard and witnessed, but in her real life, there's some internal stuff going on.
Probably. I mean, being a singer, songwriter, and a poet myself, we write about everything, but the most influential pieces that we write and the things that seem to touch people the most are the ones that are derived from our pain or our history and our life.
So I'd love to
yeah, that would be deep. I would have to crash that party.
You would crash that one?
I would crash that one. Just because Jill Scott's there. And we would, I would sing with her.
Oh, God. Of course.
And find out her story.
My Aunt Audrey would be because she passed away from cancer early on. She didn't get to see her, her kids kind of grow up and everything. And I love this, for her to, I guess, be there just to see and what is she, what is she thought of and that kind of stuff. What's that, 4 or 5?
Your mother.
Your mother.
Your wife.
Audrey.
Jill Scott. Michelle Obama. Aunt Audrey is 5.
Okay, that's 5. One more.
Make it good.
You know what? You'd like to see Harriet Tubman.
That would be deep.
Yeah.
That's a strong woman right there.
Harriet Tubman. Just to really get a kind of a real feeling of what it was like to be a strong woman and basically having to be a leader to lead men. It's like, well, you got to have to come with me if you want to live, and just what it was like when the pushback. Did receive pushback,
especially during a time where women really didn't take the reins back then.
Yeah, I mean, that would be something. That'd be it.
Oh, I'm definitely crashing.
You crashing mine?
Crashing your dinner.
Oh, come on. Well, you
totally crashing your dinner, and not as a waitress either. Just come to sit and grub.
All right, so then I would have 7.
You'd have 7 because I'd be there.
So you'd be there. Okay.
Yeah.
That's hard. That's awful.
So I get to go where I want to go.
Okay.
My life, my rules.
Your life, the rules. You're picking?
Oh yeah, I'm picking.
You're picking. Yes, you are.
Oh yay! I hope it's not the one.
Yeah, it's gonna be the one.
No, it's not.
Is it?
Yeah.
It is
the
one?
It's not. How comfortable do you feel about your body?
Oh, wow.
I asked you the answer.
Wow. Somewhat comfortable. Somewhat comfortable.
Really?
Yeah, I just think as you get older, you want to. Well, what's this week? Actually, somebody said I look 40.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, that's right. I look 40. Benjamin Button.
Did they wear glasses?
How
old were they? 70?
Let's see. No, they were. There was actually a guy that came in the office. Actually, they were older.
Oh.
Then he said, "Oh, you look for." I'm like, "Thank you very much."
Well, older people have no perception of age.
Well, he wasn't that old.
No,
he was only probably a little bit older than me.
He might have had cataracts going on.
I don't think so. And so I was like, "Oh, thank you." That's right. I just think as you get older, you want to be as fit as possible, and then when you just know that you can't do all that you want. You just don't have the time.
Right.
Like the other day, and I know I shouldn't, but the other day I saw there was a guy that was younger. He had to be in his 20s, and I was walking down Broad Street.
Okay.
And my man didn't have a shirt on. He had the muscles out. I was like, wow.
It's just too much.
And I was like, okay, yeah. I mean, imagine if I had those muscles.
Is that what you imagined?
I was, well, yeah. I was
thinking, like, put on a shirt.
I mean, I would have had a shirt though.
Oh, okay.
But just to be that fit, I was like, yeah. Well, at some point, and I was actually never that fit. Okay. Like, even though I played sports in school, but it's like I'd imagine to be that fit.
Right.
And
at the age you are.
Yeah, at the age you are, it's like, yeah, it's got to be. But it's just so much work.
It's a lot of work.
It's so much work, and so
who's got time?
It's just to think about how. And I kind of thought about that this week, just the differences of images, the body images or images that you get from who you are. And it's so negative, every little thing. I guess there's some new disease out for men, and I saw it on a commercial today. I forgot the name of it, but it was some PD disease or something. I'm like, what kind of disease is this?
Is it an HPV disease?
No. I'm not sure what it was.
Oh, okay.
I have to look it up. But I was like, here's just another thing to think about.
Right.
Okay, now you're not this, or you're not
right.
that. So yeah. And I think I am more cognizant. Of course, one of the funniest things, since Kirk's on the line, he can attest to that. I was the shortest guy in all my friends.
Well, it's not hard to believe. I'm sorry, but it's not.
Well, come on.
I mean, I've seen pictures of you on Facebook with your dudes, hanging out, and
but when you look at it, like, yeah, that's kind of weird, right? Just like, so everyone is like, everybody, all of them was 6 feet and up.
Well, sure, people like tall people.
That's not the reason.
It's the truth.
I mean, it's not why they were my friends.
No, but I mean,
Or I was like gravitating to them because they were tall. I mean, come on. It's so funny. You have this rule, and I say, look, anyone that's any young ladies that are 5'5" and under, you have to leave to me. All the other ones,
5'5" and under.
Anybody above that, it's like it's not. There's no shot.
Is that your height? 5'5"?
5'5", yeah. Yeah. So there's no shot for anybody.
No shot for 5'7".
Forget it. So it's like, come on.
You wouldn't even take a 5'7"?
They wouldn't take a 5'5". That's the
5'7" wouldn't take a 5'5"? No, that's just shallow. Because they're not that much taller. That's a shame.
With heels, they are.
Okay.
So you add 2 inches, they're 5'9" now.
Okay.
5. Yeah.
You can wear shoes that have like a little bit.
No, I don't think so. No list for me.
Don't men's dress shoes have like a little heel?
No, they don't have a little heel that's going to raise your.
I'm just trying to help you out.
It's like it's a half an inch or an inch at most.
Sorry.
Oh, it's your turn. Well, you're too busy talking about my
Okay, so what was the question? Am I comfortable with my body? Heck yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. I get told on a regular how sexy I am.
Okay.
So I'm cool. And then just the other day, yesterday I was dropping my daughter off for a church retreat, and one of the women in the preschool, I help out every once in a while. She came in and she's just like, "Oh my God, you've slimmed down a lot." I was just like, "Yeah, thank you."
Yeah.
Thanks.
So have you slimmed down?
A lot.
Yeah.
But yeah. But no, I think, I had to get to a point in my life where I was just like, this is me. And because if I spend time thinking about, oh my God, I need to lose this, or I need to be this, or I need to be that, then I'm going to become overwhelmed with that. And then I'm going to take away from other things in my life that are really are more important than, I'm fit.
Okay.
I'm healthy to the point where, I have injuries that are going to be with me for my life because I killed my body during sports, but I'm fit. I'm at a great weight, for me right now. And, at the end of the day, if the husband still wants to touch you,
and
tells you,
that's true.
Tells
you, hey, how you doing?
How you doing? I see thigh. Hey.
So there you go.
So no, I mean, I've never really been one who got caught up on that.
So the touch thing does work.
So we're gonna sidebar for a moment, but I was getting ready to come today, and I was just about to, jump into the shower or whatever, and my husband, I hate stop signs. So like I'm in the forward momentum of doing something. I don't want somebody to come and like touch me or get in my way or do something because I'm in a momentum. So he comes and he stops and he embraces me and he's holding me and he's caressing my arms and he's like, yes. So I watched couples conversation last night.
Yes.
And Keith says we should touch.
Oh, look at that.
That's what he said. I said, well, Keith didn't say we should touch right now because I had to go film the show. But no, I mean, my husband is always very candid about, if I say, how do I look? He's like, well, how do you feel? Like,
Okay.
Or if I say, does this make me look fat? He's just like, well, if you're fat, you're fat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, he's African and, they don't pull punches.
He just keeps it real.
Keeps it real. If you're fat, you're fat. You can't look, something can't make you look fat.
But he didn't, I like that. If you are, then you are.
Fat,
he didn't say
you're fat. He said if you're fat, you're fat.
If you are. Yeah. I gotta love that. We gotta take that.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you don't
feel fat, then you don't feel
like you look good, then you don't look good.
And if you don't feel like you're fat, then you're not fat.
The men out of it, man. We gotta use.
You gotta use that. So see, maybe you all need some more African friends.
Yeah, right.
That might be the key because they're very.
Yeah, we gotta go back to Wakanda.
Wakanda forever.
Oh my God!
Yes. I made him order a shirt, and it came. One of them came in today.
You gotta wear it.
No, it's for him.
Oh, for him.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a picture and I'll post it tomorrow. He's only gonna wear it for church.
You didn't get a shirt for yourself?
No.
You don't do that sort of thing?
I don't do that sort of things. I got a dress for myself.
Yeah, but it doesn't say Wakanda forever.
His doesn't say Wakanda forever either. It's just an African top.
Oh.
But it's like inspired off of the white top that he wore when he went to see his father.
You got a kente cloth dress?
I have a lot of kente cloth stuff. I have skirts and everything.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you gotta wear one.
Negative. So they're just for formal occasions.
This is formal. We can make it formal.
We cannot. Maybe when we have our 100th show.
Oh, 100th show?
Yeah, 100th show, guys.
Wow, wouldn't that be crazy?
That would be awesome. Not crazy, but awesome. It's coming.
That's coming.
So I'm pretty comfortable with my body. Like I'm not really, I'm not going to say I'm a workout queen because I don't, but I walk a lot and I watch what I eat and I,
So that's great. So have you always gotten to that? Have you always been at that point?
No. So when I was younger, I was extremely thin.
Oh,
like I was a size 10 up until, I don't know, my sophomore year in college. And then I started, I had surgery on my ankle and then my life became a little bit more sedentary. So you kind of put on a little bit of weight and then, so then the body shifts, and then I was not very happy with my body for many, many, many years. And then I got down to my fighting weight, if you want to call it again. And then I started dating an individual and working 3 jobs to support his dreams.
Okay.
And because I worked 3 jobs, then I started eating unhealthy and I gained a lot of weight. And I realized that it was not well received because for the Christmas the one year I received a gym membership and a pair of cross trainers.
What?
Yeah, that was
the subtle hint? That wasn't like if you're fat, you're fat. He just was basically,
that was passive aggressive. I'm not going to tell you you're fat, but here's what you can do.
Wow.
Right. So then,
that is kind of jacked.
Then I lost like 100 pounds in 6 months. We broke up. And when he saw me, he's like, dang, you look good. I said, yes, I know. And then I stayed that way for a long time. And then I had another major surgery. Okay. And then, so, it's been ebb and flow. But now in my life, I'm content. Like
do you think the person can help? Does the person you're with help lift you up? Yeah.
Absolutely. Because if they're constantly in your face about, oh, you should do this or oh, you should do that, or, why are you eating this? Why are you eating that? It'll give you a negative self-image in a sense where you're like, well, maybe I should be doing, maybe I'm not doing enough. Maybe I'm not living up to what their expectations are. And then you question your role within the relationship just from a body image standpoint. And that's not a healthy place to be. Like, well, maybe we're having problems because I'm heavy.
Yeah. And that's important because I know that when, we never talked about, body image in our relationship. We have been relatively, healthy in our own different way. Like I'm a big vegetable.
Yeah, I love vegetables and fruit.
You know, my wife, she loves bacon. You know,
my husband loves beef,
and the bacon smells, you know, and so it's like she was up meat and potatoes. You know, that's kind of one of the things she told me. It's like that was her. Kind of her. She
ate it when y'all dated.
Meat and potatoes.
She ate it when y'all were dating. She wasn't those. I'm having salad.
No.
I was with salad.
You know, you were?
Yeah, because that's all. I was a 4-season athlete, so I never really ate red meat, and so I really ate healthy. Like I really didn't put anything. Right. I was clean eating back then, before clean eating was a thing.
Right. And they used to tease me when I said, "Oh yeah, great. So nature's candy," and she'd be like, "Dang, nature's candy." What? You know.
She's like, I'll give you some nature's candy to side of beef.
You know,
that's hilarious.
But it is a mindset thing. But it does help if your partner does have some of the same mindset and at least empowers that. Mm-hmm. But you know, throwing out a little membership, here you go. You know,
with some sneakers.
You know,
cross trainers.
I mean, at least get the sneakers if you know. They're into it. Yeah, they're into it. Yeah. You know that.
I didn't have any time to work out. I was working 3 jobs.
3 jobs.
Because he had hopes of being picked by the Nets rookie basketball team.
Oh. Did he ever get selected?
Hell no.
Oh, okay.
No.
So there you go. Guess his dreams were dashed. Huh?
His dreams were dashed, and then when I was looking fly and sexy, he was dashed. So he was upset because I had somebody new on my
dashed. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know.
Do you know where this person is?
Could care less.
Oh, okay. Hey, you just never know. Okay. I know sometimes, you know, it is about competition with you.
I know, but no, not that one.
Not this one.
He was a weak-minded man, so.
Let's see. It's your turn to pick.
No.
We get down to the end. Oh, it's my turn to pick. But you have to shuffle.
I'll shuffle.
Am I going first this time? Yes. No, you're going
first this time.
So that means you know what's up.
Oh my gosh, no.
Yes.
Please don't pick it.
Straight to the middle.
Dang it. It's not it.
No, it's not. No, it's not. But let's get into the end. In what ways do you find yourself behaving like your mother?
Like my mom.
Yes.
I have no idea.
Really?
Yeah. Really, I don't. I thought about it. So the only thing I could really come up with was my husband will always say to me when something happens, yeah, okay, you're like Barbara, my mother's name, because my mother's an alarmist. Like as soon as something happens, it's worst case scenario.
Oh, I see.
So, you know, as soon as something happens, I'm like, oh my God, this is going to happen. And then this is going to happen. And then I'm like, blah, 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 for like 30 minutes. And he's like, you're such an alarmist. Like, he's like, should I call Barbara so you guys can talk about it? Do you guys have a conversation? Okay. So I guess that's like one of the only ways that I really truly see, like like I said, my mother likes to ask a lot of questions. I don't like to ask a lot of questions because I really don't care to know that much. Yeah, I'm not that invested, you know.
But
people outside of my...
Oh, outside, yeah.
Yeah, people outside of my circle, I'm not invested.
I see.
Yeah. And even with some of my siblings, like, she'll ask me questions about my siblings, and I'm like, I don't ask them.
There's too many to keep track.
But I'm not the other person. Yeah, but I can't be the other person in the Spanish Inquisition because I ain't got time for that.
Yeah, that's a lot of folks.
Yeah, but I mean, I think, you know, those things. Like I do tend to jump from 0 to 60 like rather quickly.
Okay.
You know, my mother's favorite saying is, you don't know you're doing this, you're walking along the street and then zappo. So anytime anything happens,
yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, and then now anytime something happens, my husband will be like, "Oh, so this is happening," and then zappo, call your mother, because he doesn't want to hear about it. He's like, "Oh, Aileen, they did this, and the other thing. You know, call your mom because zappo." He'll just say zappo, and I know exactly what he means. So when he says zappo, it's like code for I'm a little bit too alarmed at that moment.
Right.
I need to take it down.
Okay, that's the one thing. Any other things? That's it.
No, like I said earlier, I think, you know, my overall acceptance and, you know, value of unity, you know, comes from that as well because of, you know, them adopting. I mean, not only did they adopt 9 kids, but every summer we took in Fresh Air Fund kids as well.
Okay. Oh,
so,
wow.
Yeah. So I guess, you know, my sense of hospitality, I guess, comes from that as well.
Okay.
Because I'm always like, come to my house. Like, we'll chill. We'll have dinner. I'll make something. I'll cook or I'll bake. Or when I ask people to come over for lunch, I'm like, not come for lunch and I'll go buy something. Like when I ask people to lunch, I make lunch.
You make lunch.
When I ask people to tea, I've made tea and
baked
goods to go with it. Yeah, with the teapots.
Okay.
You know how to do it at least once. So what about you?
Well, I think, and so I wrestle with this, especially now with the boys. So, because I'm a little more understanding, and they push me more. Mm-hmm. And then when I get to the level of up here, then it's rage mode. Yeah. And and so that's probably the biggest thing. It's like, I'll listen to them and kind of give them a little leeway, a little slack. Mm-hmm. I never had to worry about that with Olivia because she's like, just on it, on all her stuff. And
because if they watch the show, they'd be like, "Oh, see, he loved Olivia more."
No. I mean, just that I didn't have to do that.
Okay.
There was no push. There was no pushback. She knew what she had to do, and she did it.
Well, girls don't usually push back that much.
And I'm sure there's some.
There's some, but I'm saying girls that much don't.
So, I mean, I think being the oldest, too. She was just obedient, and she knew what she had to do. She was like, she was the mom sometimes.
Right.
But with the boys, it's like, they're going to push to the very edge all the time. And I'm like, look, you're about ready. You get in here. I need to create a word for them.
You do need to create
so when I can give them the word, maybe I'll do that today.
You should.
I should have thought about
Since
that.
I had this.
Once I give the word,
that's it.
You'll need it.
Because then after the word, it's rage.
After the word, it's over.
It's over. Straight rage. I don't see you being rageful.
Oh my goodness, are you serious?
I'm serious.
It doesn't happen that often, but when it does, what is it? The hurricane thing coming.
The hurricane.
There's damage involved. Damage. Yes. You mocking me?
I might want to see it. I'm not mocking you. I'm thinking I just want to see it.
No, why would you want to see that?
I don't know, because you guys ever get like a picture, you spend time with somebody and you just see that person that you spend the time with, or when you have your interactions. Mm-hmm. So when that person says, I've got rage mode, and you know them to be like this happy-go-lucky, blah, 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 blah type of person, you're like, no way. So you got to see it.
Well, there's the one code word. Don't say I'm dumb or stupid.
Yeah, I don't like dumb or stupid.
Yeah, it's over with.
And,
I had to go off on some guy when I worked at Allstate.
He called you dumb?
Yeah, he said, are you dumb or stupid, incompetent? And it was a wrap.
Yeah.
I got one of those like standing ovation type claps.
Nice.
Because I was going in. Because I was like, no, don't try for me, dude.
Yeah, don't come.
So when that's just the automatic. That's the kryptonite thing that kind of.
I need to have somebody just film it so I can just see it.
So you can just see it, for fun.
Yeah. That'll be like, oh, remember this key?
and I think the kids, some kids can just try to push over the envelope.
Yeah.
And so I find that happening.
Okay.
So that's probably what, if I had to pick one, where hang on my mother, that would definitely be.
So she had the ratio.
Because when we couldn't wait. Sorry, Dad. We couldn't wait till Dad went out of town.
Right.
We're like, get to chill.
Right.
A little bit. Me and my sister, we would be pushing the envelope
until rage mode set in.
Until rage mode sat in, then we knew it was over.
Then it was over. Then it was like, when's Dad getting back?
So it was like, okay,
See, we didn't have that. My mother would always say, wait till your father gets home.
Yeah, we pushed the line and we knew it was time to
end. I never worked.
We knew it was time to end.
That's my father's favorite. So when Dad got home, it was still cool.
So there you go.
Yeah.
You get over all the time.
I get over all the time. Look at me.
So here you go.
Wait, didn't I just shuffle?
Yes. There's only 2 left.
Oh, I know, but so I could just pick.
No,
I just made you pick.
I pick. Oh, you pick and I get to go. Yeah. It's all right. You don't have to answer it anyway, so it really doesn't make a difference.
Okay. Oh. How did you see the next years of your life before you fell in love? That's your question.
I really don't know. Because at that time when you weren't in love at a certain age, you almost thought like, oh, what's wrong with you?
You did.
Yeah, I'm weird like that.
You're a little strange.
I wrote this letter one time when I was in.
To yourself?
No, to my parents.
About what's wrong with you?
Yeah,
because you're not in love.
Yeah, I didn't have anybody I was dating. Yeah, it's just let's preface it. I was doing an all-nighter studying. Economics.
I hate economics.
I was like, oh, I'm gonna fail this exam. Well, I'm gonna have to go to the Army and the whole bit. So yeah, that was just part of it. So of course my mom was like, what's wrong, son?
Oh,
are you okay?
What's wrong, baby Keith?
So yeah, so that was you can think that's funny all you want.
But you wrote a letter to your parents.
Of course.
That's hilarious.
Why is it hilarious? I mean, we couldn't text.
Yeah, but who does that?
Like I said.
What did you say? I'm not in love yet.
It wasn't about no, I'm not in love yet. That was just part of it. I didn't have, that was just part of it. Not that I wasn't in love. It wasn't about that.
Right.
But I'm just saying.
Thought you were gonna have to go to the military.
Yeah. So I just that.
You were prepping them for the fact that you're gonna be.
You felt I was, I wasn't the one to be like out and having all trying to juggle different women at the time.
Oh, okay.
So it's just more about, okay, you date one, then you take, if it didn't work out, or you take from the next one,
right,
and the whole bit. So,
which is how it should be. You should never be out there trying to juggle different women or juggle different men.
Well, I mean, some people like.
No, I'm just saying.
Some people like the juggle.
They like the juggle.
Like to be free.
I'm just saying. I get it, but I'm saying it should not be that way.
Why not? Why shouldn't it?
We can have that
See,
discussion
you're trying to get me off track.
I'm not.
Oh, because I was like, that's something we need to discuss. Like, why not?
That's another show.
Okay.
It's Mother's Day.
Juggling.
Sure.
Gotcha. Okay. So, I was at the time around 25, I guess around 25, 26. Yeah. It was really, I think it was more about career, trying to find
your path.
My niche. Yeah. Because then, I started out in corporate, didn't really care for it. And so that, I think at the time, before I, fell in love, I was still in a kind of a crux of what I was trying to do. So it's not like I thought I didn't really think about it a lot. I was really trying to, I guess I'd say it was in the wilderness.
Okay, you're in the wilderness.
Trying to find my place.
You're out there for 40 days and 40 nights.
Yeah, well, not 40 years though.
Not 40 years, 40 days.
40 days, yeah.
40 nights. That's cool. I had a very definitive picture of what my life was going to be like.
Oh, really?
Absolutely. I was in corporate America, hated it, but was awesome at it. So I knew I was going to travel. I knew that I was about to take over the world and become, director of my department. And then I would move my way up and be the CEO of some organization, if not my own, because I was still very entrepreneurial even then. But I was going to travel. Mm-hmm. And, the position I had in my 20s allowed me to travel a lot. I think I traveled on average maybe half of the month all the time. Even when I met my husband, I was still traveling. I mean, I would say good morning to him and then call him maybe a couple hours later and be like, listen, hey, I'm going to talk to you now because when you get off work, I'm going to be on a flight to Chicago or a flight to Los Angeles or whatever. He's just like, wow, whatever. And then I was going to also be doing my music at the same time. So, that was it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
To have that. To know your path.
Yeah.
And,
I got
all messed up, right?
Got all messed up.
We never just follow a path. So I wonder if it's good to know the path, but not follow it or not be sure what path. That'd be another show too.
Yeah, because I have a lot of thoughts on it.
We just got a whole lot of topics.
We just got like 5 different shows. See, 100 shows, no problem.
No time.
No time.
So there we're left with how appropriate how that one is left over.
Yeah, but in it, you read the question.
And you go first.
Okay. Can we just have you read it and then you go first because it is Mother's Day show?
No.
Dad.
Sorry.
You're so cruel.
No, this isn't.
You got all souped up for nothing.
Oh, no. Because we switched it.
We did.
I switched it on the couple's convo.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, because what did you learn from your mother about relationships?
Oh, you switched it.
Yes. So it's not actually, but we can do this one.
What's that one?
Because what's the best thing you learned from your mother?
Never show up at a house empty-handed.
Oh, okay, that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
And so you do that all the time?
Yeah, that and always have just-in-case gifts.
Just in case. So you have just-in-case gifts in your car right now?
I have a just-in-case cabinet at my house.
Wow.
Yeah, that has just-in-case
gifts. Is it full?
It needs to be a little bit replenished because my daughter's been dipping into it for her friends for school gifts.
So what's just in case what?
Just in case somebody pops over And,
Wait, I popped over once.
No, you popped over for a purpose. That wasn't a just in case. No, it's usually like around holidays. Like sometimes, you invite your family over and somebody might bring a date that you had no idea was coming. Okay. And, now you don't want everybody to be opening gifts and they don't have something. So you just go back and get a just in case gift.
Oh, okay.
Put in a little festive bag.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So you have different bags for different seasons and, all kinds of things like that. And then, sometimes people come over and you want to, like sometimes when I have the women over for tea or I ask somebody over for lunch, I'll always leave them with a just in case gift.
Oh, okay.
We'll have lunch, we'll talk, we'll communicate, and then I'll say, it's kind of like a parting gift. Like,
gotcha. Oh, that's nice.
Thanks for spending time with me. Thanks for sharing some time with me. So, yeah. So now my daughter has picked up on that. So when friends come over, she's like, yeah, why don't we just, they can come over and we could do this. And what do you have in the just in case cabinet? Oh, wow. And I'm like, why don't you go look?
So you get a just in case cabinet.
Yeah. Oh, okay. That's what I told her. I said, when you move back into your room, you can have a just in case cabinet as well. Because she can have a just in case cabinet that's age appropriate.
Right.
Like what she pulls from my stuff is the good stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dang.
I hope you don't have any just in case alcohol in there.
I don't have any just in case alcohol in there.
So that would be good. Later, like, just in case.
Just in case.
Just in case you roll over.
Kids drive me to drink. I gotta No, I mean, but it's really important, and I think it's one of the lost arts of that time when our parents were parents, and they would entertain, or they would be asked over somewhere for dinner. They would come with something, whether it was flowers or a scarf for the lady of the house, or something that we knew that the woman of the house liked, and then something small for the the gentleman of the house or what have you.
That's another show, the art of entertainment.
Yeah. And it is a huge art that is lost, and I try to make sure that I keep it alive in my family, and I keep it alive with the women that I am friends with.
Okay.
Which are not that many, but I do. Right. And when I invite them over, like I said, if I invite you to lunch, I'm making lunch. If I invite you for tea, we're having tea.
Gotcha.
And I will take the time and the effort to put in to baking things, making things, and making it very authentic, because it's easy to go out and say, I'm having people over for dinner, let me order from this restaurant and have it catered or whatever and whatnot. But it's not authentic. It's not genuine. It's not of you. It's you could have went to McDonald's for that.
Right.
You know what I mean? I want to talk to you. I could have gone to Wendy's and sat down and had a meal with you, or wherever, or whatever. Just But there is a lost art of entertaining, and there's a lost art of female to female entertaining. So the just in case gifts and the never show up empty handed is something that I totally live by.
Gotcha.
Always.
Let's see what I learned, and I think I said it earlier. It's just to have fun.
Yeah.
And keep it light. My mom she had an art for doing that, keeping it light, especially if things seem tense or serious.
Which is
mom had a way of cutting through that, making it fun.
Yeah.
Because life is short, and we don't have enough fun.
Right.
And the thing is it's not the end. It's really not the end of the world. It's we weren't put on this earth for it to be serious all the time. And just enjoy some of the even the modest things that you may have.
Yeah.
Enjoy that. We don't take advantage of enough of nature. You can really have a great time out there when those kind of things, and so
go see the cherry blossoms in Branch Park.
Right. That's a great, fantastic
thing to do with family.
Or just park and stuff like that. So I think definitely learn that.
That's awesome.
So yeah.
So you're a great coach, and you're kind of lighthearted.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Can do that. So let's see. Is there any parting words that we need to leave with?
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't want it to be too heavy, but I just, definitely want people to really remember the fact that, your mom is a really special individual. Yeah. It takes a lot to be a mom. It's next to being a teacher, the most thankless job in the world. It is, because especially if you're a working woman, you go to work, which is 90% thankless. Then you come home, and if you're a wife and a mother, then you're doing all of this stuff. And, you don't hear thank you a lot. So say thanks to your mom.
Okay.
Thank her for the good times, and also thank her for the challenging times that you've had, because those have kind of made you who you are today. and remember the best things about her and try to put them into the lives of you and your children if you have children, or if you do have children in the future, just remember that not everything your mother said is wrong.
Right.
And we will learn a lot from them.
Yeah.
So
just it's not always about the gift. Just a thank you goes a long way. 3 things that you might be able to say what you're thankful for.
Yeah.
And I think that stuff goes a long way. And
thank you. I love you, and I'm glad you're mine.
Yeah. Okay. So thank you guys for coming.
Thanks for watching.
Make sure you share it with your people, because we're really trying to grow this thing. We really want this to be a movement where people are really just conversating with their partners and just with their families. Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely. And just remember that if you have a question or a comment, you can always post it to Couples Convo, or, while we're here speaking, you can feel free to write that in as well, and we'll try to address it on the show. We want you guys to be as much a part of the show as we're trying to give you as much of who we are.
Yes.
We're trying to bring back to you guys some great conversational starters for your relationships, married, not married, dating, what have you. But it all starts with communication. So if you want to be a part of it, write in and join us.
Yeah, especially go on the page this week. There was a great question about if your partner is caught cheating, what would you do?
I thought you were going to get rid of that one.
And there's some fisticuffs going on. If you want to hear, kind of read about it, go through the thread.
Read mine.
But
You'll be shocked.
We'd love to hear that comment, because I do have a rebuttal comment that will be coming out on Monday.
Okay.
And it'll be a surprise. So.
Awesome.
All right. So
enjoy your weekend. Enjoy the weather. Thanks for tuning in.
All right. Bye.
Bye.